Hi everyone, welcome to class. Today will be a short and sweet restorative class, and I picked two postures that I find very cozy, like just helping you be in your cocoon, feeling safe and cozy. So for class, you will want a bolster, 2 blankets, and 2 blocks, and we'll get started in a supportive child's pose. So to set up that child's pose, you're first going to find your bolster, and actually your blocks as well. And let's first set the blocks up. So you're going to take your blocks on their lowest height, and you might have like about a block's width in between those two. And then you're going to set your bolster on top. So you're essentially just raising the bolster a little bit higher so that it can support your front body. And then you are going to find one of your blankets and try as best you can to start it in this square shape. You're going to fold it in once and then fold it down again. Okay, so you're creating a more chunky blanket that kind of mimics the shape of a block. You're going to place that right below the bolster, and you're going to do the same exact thing with your second blanket. Fold it in once and then fold it down once. Place that right on top. You might need to change these, but we'll just kind of feel it out first. And then once you have that set up, you're going to kind of straddle these blankets. I always feel like I'm getting up on a horse or something. So you're going to sit your butt right on these blankets, and you'll see that my legs are more or less in a child's pose shape. So the knees are wide, tops of the shins, tops of the feet are touching the mat. Obviously my big toes aren't touching in this variation. The feet are a little bit more separated. You're going to walk your hands forward and lay your belly and your chest and your head on this bolster. You're going to turn your head to one side and lay it down. Okay, and then the elbows will start to soften toward the floor. Shoulder blades will begin to spread apart. Notice your pelvis and your sitting bones. Do they feel like they can really sink down into the blankets? If not, you might just need a little extra support underneath your butt. If it feels like you're too hiked up, you might unfold one of the blankets or take one of the blankets away. So you want to feel like your pelvis can truly settle here, that your lower body is supported as well as your upper body. Okay, and if you need to pad your knees, I'm feeling some sensation underneath my knees just from the hard floor. So if you need some padding under the knees, you can slip a blanket underneath each knee, or even like a folded hand towel will give you that padding. And just for the sake of not muffling my sound, just because of where my mic is, I'm going to stay upright, but you go ahead and let your head relax. Allow there to be a heaviness from the shoulders all the way down through the arms and the hands. Shoulder blades broadening on the upper back. Pelvis sinking down with each exhale. Knees, shins, tops of the feet sinking down with each exhale. And I'll let you know when it's time to turn your head to the other side if you want to do that, but for now, no need to worry about the time. Give yourself this opportunity to just be, to notice what's happening, and to give the body permission to unravel in its own time. At this point, if you'd like to, you can slowly lift your head and turn it the other direction, resting the opposite cheek down onto your bolster. And it's a small transition, but it can still ruffle things up a little bit. So take an exhale to relax the arms and the shoulders, to let the head become heavy. And then take an inhale all the way down into your sacrum, lower back, pelvic bowl. Exhale, whole body gets heavy toward the props. And again, inhale into your sacrum, lower back, pelvic bowl. Exhale, entire body releases down. And then take a few minutes here to just be, to relish in the quiet, the softness, the space. We'll take another breath here. Inhale down into your pelvis. And exhale here. Release the breath completely. Good. And slowly start to lift your head up. Walk your hands back so they're underneath the shoulders, and then push the hands down to peel your chest up. And then you can place your hands on the bolster, push down again, walk the hands back toward your pelvis to come to a vertical spine, and then sit there for a moment, tall spine, heavy hips, resting the hands on the bolster or the thighs. And just notice here, notice the residue of the posture. Notice what's here in this moment for you, sensation, breath, the quality of the mind. Good. And then as you're ready, you can start to flutter the eyes open and take your bolster and just set it to the side for a moment. We will use that for this next posture, but you can set your blocks aside. We won't need those for this one. So this pose will be another prone pose, meaning we're laying face down. I just find that those tend to be a little bit cozier. Like it kind of hides us away from the world, that kind of energy. And this pose will serve as our Shavasana as well. So what you'll do is you'll place the bolster horizontally on your mat, so the wide way across, maybe like the middle of your mat. And then you're going to take one of your blankets and open it up so that it's at that starting shape, that square-like shape, and you'll fold it once long edge to long edge this time so that you're making more of a long rectangular shape. You're going to place that toward the top of your mat. And then you're just going to open up this blanket to serve as extra padding for the tops of your shins or the tops of your ankles. So you're just going to lay that across your mat beneath the bolster. And then you're going to find the very, very top of your thigh bones, right where the hip crease is. You're going to place that over the top edge of the bolster, so the edge of the bolster that's further away from you. Okay, that front edge there. I'm going to back my bolster up a little bit. Okay, and just kind of wiggle in there. Come down onto your elbows for a sec, just to make sure your pelvis is in the right place. So you can see that with the top of my thighs on the front edge of the bolster, this allows my lower back to curve and my hips to lift. It can tend to be a nice release for the lower back. And the top of your thighs will rest heavy on the bolster. Tops of the feet are on that blanket. And then you're going to lower the chest and place your forearms on your top blanket. Fold the hands and the arms however you'd like, and then just rest your head down one way or the other. And you might need to move the hands or the head, just kind of figure it out for a few moments so that you're in the most comfortable position, as comfortable as you can be. Notice any sense of release through the lower back and the back of the hips. Allow the front of the pelvis to sink heavy into the bolster. And allow the top of your thighs to melt down, tops of the feet. And this is really nice if you've been sitting all day and there's been a rounding in the lower back, lower spine. Just rest here now, allowing the front body to melt down with each exhale. You are more than welcome to stay here longer if you feel content and you'd like to enjoy the pose a little bit longer. You can just listen to the sound of my voice, but let the body remain exactly as it is. If you're ready to come out, you can start to slide the hands under the shoulders, push down to peel the chest away from the mat, and then glide your hips toward your heels and rest your forearms on your bolster now. Hips heavy toward the heels. Heart sinking down between the upper arm bones. And again, rest in the residue of this posture for a moment or two. Savor these moments, not just in the pose, but as you come out of it. And then walk your hands back toward you. Come to sit on the shins, tall spine. You can connect the hands in front of the heart, whatever you like here to close your practice today. And thank you so much for taking this time for yourself, for caring for yourself. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.